Hello, class. Today we're going to talk about Period 2, the Enlightenment. First off, skepticism in politics. In the 18th century, the foundations of the scientific revolution, skepticism, challenging of classical knowledge, were taking a step further. Thinkers known as philosophers took those same principles of questioning authority and now focused on human institutions, such as government and society, rather than science. This was an era, especially in France, where absolutism reigned supreme, that God and monarch were the unquestionable authorities. Many European states had no fair trials, had censorship, laws that were made by kings and nobles, and gentry struggled to protect what they had earned. The Enlightenment was essentially applying these principles of challenging the authority to new ideas and reforms to government and religion. New political ideas. By the 1600s, an Englishman named John Locke had seen many corrupt kings and lords misuse and abuse their power. He came up with two major Enlightenment concepts heavily argued for by the gentry: natural rights and consent of the governed. Natural rights was that all humans are born with the rights of life, liberty, and property, all of which should be protected by the government. Consent of the governed. If the government is ever taking any of these natural rights from you, the people have the right or duty to overthrow that government. Additionally, a written document, such as the Constitution, should have a set rules or limits for the government to protect the natural rights of its citizens. A Frenchman, Montesquieu, expanded on this. In order to prevent the government from oppressing these rights, the powers of the government should be separate. To him, the powers of the government, making laws, enforcing laws, etc., should be separated rather in the hands of one ruler. Not only that God does not choose kings, but that never should any one ruler or group rule absolutely. Philosophers. Voltaire was one of the most famous philosophers of the Enlightenment. Voltaire was extremely anti religious. To Voltaire, religion was the cause of intolerance, conflict, and oppression, such as the religious wars, 30 Years' War, conflicts with Islam, oppression of the Jews, etc. He also argued religion allowed rulers to rule unjustly and oppressively, and allowed such rulers to deny people their basic natural rights. Thinkers such as Rousseau also advocated governing through the general will. To Rousseau, no one person can determine that what the will or desire of people. Therefore, the population must be the ones making the laws. Impact of the Enlightenment. While these ideas were initially oppressed by the governments, they spread quickly in Europe and the Americas. The questioning of religion and governments basing life and society instead of on reason and the people, involvement inspired many revolutions. First off, the American Revolution from 1776 to 1783 challenged the authority of the British monarch and started a constitutional republic protecting individual rights. Next, the French Revolution in 1789 challenged and overthrew the oppressive monarchy and nobility and gave law-making power to the people and wrote a constitution. In Latin America, there was revolutions in the early 1800s, questioned and challenged the rule of oppressive imperial governments, such as in Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, etc. Thank you, class, for listening in.